Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. First off, this video is sponsored by EA, so shout out to EA for supporting the channel, but let's get into it. Today we're going to cover the Apex Legends patch notes for Season 13, so I'm really excited about this. The easy one to really cover, but also we covered in a video, I'll have it in the description down below, is the description regarding Newcastle. So Newcastle stuff, I'll have it in the description down below. I cover the abilities in less than a minute for you guys, but I won't waste time here. I'm also going to have these patch notes linked in the description down below. So the Monstrous map update, just so everyone is aware, it has massive changes, especially to the upper left side of the map specifically. You can see a new creature has definitely fallen over quite a bit on the map, creating some new PvE elements that we've seen from the trailer. So get hyped about that. They're going to be excited to see how this impacts the flow of the map or how everyone's going to drop. This is I think this is going to make the upper left side of the map a lot more interesting for everyone to kind of drop on. So let's continue onwards. Map rotation. The map rotation for Season of Saviors will be on Stormpoint, Olympus, and World's Edge. No more King's Canyon. We're also removing the longer 2-hour rotation block we felt was too long and consistent span of the whole PlayStation or play session for some people. So this also means as well, I know that ranked is going to be on Stormpoint for the first set, so get excited for that. Rank Reloaded, we covered this in a prior video. I'll have that in the description down below for you guys, but this is going to be a massive overhaul. I don't know if you're aware of this. If you're not, you have to watch that video or read the blog post, and the link will be in the description down below. Now these balance changes are going to be pretty big. So Fortified Lenses no longer have reduced headshot damage. That's a pretty big change. That means Gibraltar, anybody who's got Fortified, also Caustic, not having the reduction in headshot damage is actually pretty big. Also incentivizes them to make sure to hit those opponents in the head. The crafting rotation, another big change here. The Flatline and Longbow are coming out of the floor loot, and the Rampage and 301 are going into the crafter. So everybody who loves the R301, you better land near a crafter and craft yourself an R301. The gold weapons that are coming out are the EV8, Bow, Flatline P2020, and Spitfire are going in. There are some helmet buffs, actually, believe it or not. So while Fortified is changing, everyone is getting a buff, definitely in terms of helmets that you have, adding more importance to it. The blue helmet headshot reduction increases from 40% to 50%, as well as a purple helmet reduction from 50% to 65%. This is a pretty significant change. The Kraber has been nerfed, so the headshot multiplier drops from 3.0 to 2.0, with damage reduction to 145 to 140. This is a pretty big change, especially with the helmet buff that's going on as well. So there's a scenario where you may not even be one shot if you get hit in the head, and we'll be sure to test that out and showcase that tomorrow. The Rampage has increased reload time, so this is a nerf to the Rampage. Slightly increased handling times. I'm gonna have to test that, but the reload being a lot slower is definitely going to be a nerf. They've also nerfed the L-Star by reducing the headshot multiplier from 1.75 to 1.5, reduce headshot distance as well, overheat cool off. It's kind of strange. I don't know a lot of people who are using the L-Star. I don't even see it as much in even arenas, so this is kind of an odd change. Comment down below if you're using the L-Star. I don't necessarily have the L-Star in my own personal rotation. The Devotion damage reduced from 16 to 15, so this is also across the board a nerf to the Devotion. So actually a big hit towards the Devotion in general. You know, the headshot distance as well, similar. The headshot multiplier, the draw time is increased, the holster time is increased, the race time increased, lower timing, like across the board, everything has been pretty nerfed in terms of Devotion. I'm kind of surprised. I always have a meme that I'm not a big fan of the Devotion, and that's partly because I think it's really strong, and this is definitely a big hit to anybody who's a big fan of the Devotion. The Havoc has improved recoil at the start of the pattern. Improve recoil. We're going to test it out. I might make a video tomorrow to check that out. Might be easier to use because the recoil pattern does hit very heavy on the horizontal. It makes it more difficult for controller players to utilize. Maybe they changed that kick initially. Dual Shell has been removed as a hop-up from floor loot and crafting bundles. The Mozambique and Peacekeeper increased limit damage from 0.8 to 1. This is going to help a little bit more with consistency, just because the Mozambique and Peacekeeper kind of branch out more of a star pattern. So when we talk about the star pattern, I've talked about this in prior videos, it kind of branches out more left to right, and because of that, it's going to hit the limb. So this will help you kind of get a little bit more consistent damage with those specific weapons. So crate weapons, this is pretty big. The Mastiff goes into the crate weapons, and the Spitfire goes back to floor loot. The Spitfire, though, has decreased damage from 19 to 18. The purple magazine capacity reduced from 55 to 50. The spread has definitely been increased. They also removed the barrel attachment slot, so this is very much like a flatline. What you see is what you get. They reduce the headshot damage multiplier as well, reduce the distance. This is a big thing. They're reducing the headshot distance for a lot of these weapons as a way to kind of nerf their impact at range, which is interesting because the helmet changes that you're seeing as well, and also the impact to Fortified to kind of put everyone equal footing, which I could kind of see, because imagine the helmet changes plus seeing Fortified Legends like Caustic and Gibraltar. My gosh, that would be absolutely insane. The Mastiff has been buffed because it's going into the care package. Titan Blast pattern. Ammo capacity reduced from 6 to 4. The stockpile ammo is 28, which is perfectly reasonable in my opinion. Damage per pellet increased from 11 to 14. Increased pellet size, and also the rate of fire has also been increased. So buff across the board as it goes in. Cells and syringes spawn rates have been lowered by about 18%. This is an interesting change. I don't know how I feel about this unless hopefully we'll see more batteries. We'll have to see how that actually impacts, but Rampart is getting some love this season. Sheila speed-up time has been decreased, meaning she can definitely get into the fray a lot more consistently, and also the deploy health increased from 45 to 120. The amp cover decreased as well from 4.25 to 3.6, which is actually pretty massive. So we're going to cover this tomorrow in a video and talk about the Rampart changes. Anybody who loves the gaming merchant and loves Rampart, this is a place to be. Valkyrie has gotten a nerf. Valkyrie can no longer freely spin while launching during skyward dives. So that's a pretty big change. So that's whenever you see a Valkyrie launch into the air and just spin like an absolute maniac, that has been nerfed. So we're going to have to see how big of a difference that is. Also out of bounds, when going out of bounds, the following will be disabled. Legend abilities, weapons, and survival items, healing items, all active passives. So this is actually a very, very big change, considering some have been able to abuse, specifically in ranked, out of bounds. That's meaning that you're not going to be able to do much, you're going to have to drop. So very positive change. I think this also helps towards competitive and making sure it's a fair play across the board. World's Edge redesigned the windows and lava siphon control point, added some additional covers around the lava siphon, and the gondola has been tweaked. The chances of finding high tier armor have been notably reduced, which is interesting. I am actually kind of surprised by that. There are some arena adjustments. Thermites are a lot cheaper. The charge rifle's cheaper, so that's a buff to it. Longbow as well as cheaper. Wow. Might actually start running the longbow more in arenas. This is a buff to a lot of poke weapons across the board. The devotion though has definitely been nerfed in terms of cost, of course, and the L-Star has been buffed in terms of cost because it's cheaper. And wow, this is very, very heavy towards a lot of poke damage, so we might see a change and maybe people will start holding more. Let's see if we can cover some of the bug fixes. The smoke unintentionally getting aim assist on targets outside of smoke, so that's going to be a healthy change because I know some people were able to see through Bangalore smoke. We can no longer jump towers. I didn't know about that one. Fix the volt animation, so that's a very positive one. So it looks like there's a lot of skin changes, specifically what we see from the charge rifle. Weapon attachments dropped during the charge tower interaction, leading to animation glitch. I didn't know about that one either. I hadn't run into that one, but I'm glad it's fixed. Canyon Lance fixed for cases where players get blocked trying to activate Valk's ultimate. That's good, because I know a lot of individuals are running into some issues with that. Fixed an issue where knocking a player at enemy team and then dying before getting killed can lead to being rewarded. I saw that one in the rank changes already. Let's see here. Xbox One had to skip Legend. Okay, we're good on that. Purple shields glow through closed packages. Okay, that's a small change. I don't know if it's a bug, but not the end of the world. Crypto definitely got some love, and mostly just fixes where their drone was deactivating after the ultimate. Also, when using the legendary skin while reviving Mirage, he turns invisible except for his sunglasses. So just like cosmetic. I still think Crypto needs some more love though, personally. Fixed Horizon's ultimate where it disappears if a player opens the door next to it, and also for Fuse, using his tactical water cause the auto to get overwhelmingly loud. I've experienced that one before. I didn't know that. I didn't know what was going on for that. And that's, for the most part, pretty much it. If we go down to the end here, we see the new custom match system. I don't know if this means everyone is getting public lobbies. I guess we're just going to have to see on that one. But nonetheless, very interesting. Quick patch notes. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate all of you guys. Hopefully you guys are all very hyped for the new season. I know I definitely am. I appreciate your support on the channel. We're going to cover a lot in terms of tomorrow, in terms of Newcastle, Rampart changes. We'll cover some of these before and after effects, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow.